Shalom. Kal halalina Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Kodash, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body, and Shalom to the 144,001 May peace and blessings be upon your households. By the way, fair use. It's a Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali interview from 1968. And mind you, this is the beginning stages of after the 3.5 days or the 350-year period when Jake was waking up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai from Elder Abba Bivens, that was pushing the truth and teaching the Israelites who they are and what they're about. That they are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. They are the same people that crossed the Red Sea with Masha or Moses, and our redemption is coming. And the thing is, Islam is complete BS, right? And plus, the Islam that the Nation of Islam follows is not the Quranic one that these Arabs or camel jockeys follow. Okay, they believed in Elijah. Was it Elijah Muhammad, right? And there aren't any prophecies in the script in the Quran. There's a whole bunch of gibberish and bullshit in there. Okay, and that's why you see every time you see Farrakhan reading, right? He doesn't pull out the Quran. He pulls out the Bible, the La Biblia, the Bible. Farrakhan knows he's an Israelite, right? All these people know that they're Israelites. You tell me that this man here, Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali, didn't know who he was. Now he's going to make a few statements. All right, that's an excellent interview. I like watching Cassius Clay. Obviously he's an Israelite. Romans 8:16. Very snappy with his answers and his comebacks. Very entertaining, as they say. But he's going to make a few statements with regards to America and the time it has left, which goes to show that he knew, right? He definitely knew, and I've also, this is other few things I've caught as well. I've also seen him in an interview with Donahue on the Donahue show, right? And he indirectly called an Italian woman a sister, right? He asked her, "Are you Italian? Are you Italian?" When the Italian woman stood up, and he goes, "Yeah, okay, sister, okay, sister." Like he was like sort of like innuendo with a little bit of amusement. He was saying that to the Italian woman because he knows that Sicilians and Southern Italians are basically ninjas, are Israelites also. He knows. I could tell through the spirit he knows. All right. So basically, he knows a few things, and because to follow a false doctrine or to be a part of that world, you need to know what the truth is as well, to a certain degree. And Cassius Clay even said out of his own mouth that he was probably one of the famous, or people have said, I believe. I'm not going to say it. I think it might have been said where I'm not going to say it, but he was very famous. He's probably the one of the most sort of famous human beings on planet Earth, man, since his rise and demise, other than Michael Jackson. And we're talking about regular human beings, by the way, okay? So, and he goes to show the popularity of an Israelite, man, and the pull that an Israelite has. And his pull and his fame, was used to lead Israelites in the wrong direction. Yeah, okay, Muslim women were dressing somewhat decently, covering their heads, wearing dresses, and learning about hygiene and things like that. I get it. They weren't eating pork no more. Okay, cool, right? But they still weren't following the doctrine. Okay, that's why Esau, the so-called white man, is with it. All right, they're with the Nation of Islam. They're okay with it. You know why? Because it's not the truth. Okay, now if the Israelites are a bunch of gibberish talkers and bullshitters, why are they trying to stop the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai? Why are they shadow banning videos? Why are they buying off certain teachers and preachers, namely the crew that wears purple? Nate Satan. Why are they trying to do that? Or why have they done that? If it's a whole lot of nonsense. Oh yeah, right. Black people Israelites. Oh yeah, right. Hispanic people Israelites. Oh yeah, Native Indians Israelites. Yeah, right. If that's the case, why are they trying to buy people off? If it doesn't mean anything, why are you trying to get these people off the street? Why shadow banning videos? Okay, it goes to show where the truth is. You can spiritually discern things. All right, and there is no prophecy in the bullshit Quran about America being destroyed. Now, Cassius, I'm gonna call him Cassius. Fuck that Muhammad shit. Salak about my lingo. But I hate that damn name, man. Right, Muhammad. All right, Cassius makes a statement about America being destroyed. Now, where the fuck do you think he got that from? Where do you think he got that from? He even said in 1968, America doesn't have too long left. And I was quite baffled. I said, whoa, I was taken back. I said, yo, this man is speaking, he's a prophet. Well, he's an Israelite, so he's definitely prophesying. So even Cassius Clay prophesied, man. Yeah? Now, before I play it, let me just read a scripture, man, because I yap a lot, and I want to make sure that I read a scripture. Let's go Revelation 18 and 2 first. Revelation 18 and 2. Okay, Revelation 18:1 and 18 and 1 and 18 and 2. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, deceivers, and devil means deceiver, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Okay? Every foul spirit, man. You got everything here. Okay? Everything disgusting. It's worse than Sodom and Gomorrah and the other 5 cities that were destroyed at that time. All right? Now let's go to Revelation 18 and 10. Okay? Okay. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 7 to 10, right? How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. All right, that's America, man. The daughter of Babylon. All right, New Egypt. Verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai who judgeth her. All right, that whore on sitting on many waters. That's the daughter of Babylon, man, represented with also that statue of, is it called the Statue of Liberty, right? So America's gonna be nuked. Okay, where do you think that fire's gonna come from? That wall of fire, man, going through all parts of America, man, just destroying it. 200 million warheads. Yeah, 200 million warheads are gonna hit America. 200 million warheads. All right. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Okay. The elites, okay, that are going to be looking back, thinking, look how we used to live. The lower level ones, the higher level ones, want that new world order, but it's not going to come into fruition. All right. But they're going to be lamenting. Some on a high level, some, on a low level, they're going to be lamenting. Then you got the other kings of the earth, the heathens that were making money, or these gooks that have come over from different parts of the world. Because I'm getting word from different family members from across the world that are living in different countries, and they're saying that, yeah, man, these Chinese people have come to Africa, and they're in India, and they're in America, they're in Canada, And there are a hell of a lot of these motherfuckers in the UK too, man. You know, and and everything is made in Taiwan and China and all that, right? They're gonna be mourning too, and all these people that do commerce with America that see her as a huge cash cow. You know, verse 10: standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, "Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city! For in 1 hour is thy judgment come." Yeah, that's just, those 200 million warheads, nukes, right? Chariots hitting laser beams on it, you know. And I was about to watch a movie last night, but I couldn't watch all of it. I thought I got to get up early for work in the morning. It's on YouTube called The Awakening, and it's basically like the Titanic point two or two, you know. But this time, they're giving you a hint as well. Even that big ship is being destroyed, and I believe that the movie is centered around Leviathan. Leviathan's going to be there. It's not going to be just one Loch Ness monster. There's going to be many beasts Yahweh Shemashai has, man. That's going to be destroying America. We're going to see all these movies come to life we've been watching since our childhood. All right. Is there anything else? I think I'll leave it there. There's other scriptures I can use as well, but I just want to get to the point of America being destroyed. All right. Let's go to the 200 million warheads, yeah? Because this one here is here about the sea of glass, and that's obviously the elect. All right, let's go to the 200 million warheads. I don't know the the verse. I'm just gonna say, let me just use it. 200,000 King James Version. Here we are. Revelation 9:16. Revelation 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. All right. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. All right, that's verses 16 and 17 I've read. 18, by these three was a third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Those are the nukes. That's how they're described in the ancient world by the prophets. They didn't know about the terms about nuclear fire or nukes, you know, or that's a rocket, or that's a nuclear missile. They don't know. They said it in a poetic way, which actually sounds beautiful if you think about it, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone. Very poetic, descriptive way of letting you know what time it is when these weapons hit America, or the door of Babylon, or New Egypt. Okay, there's a pyramid on the dollar bill for a reason, you know. That's representing, you know, that the Israelites are in captivity again in Egypt. All right, which is soon coming to an end. Verse 19: for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. All right, America's going to be like a sea of fire, man. It's going to be like like if you look up from a bird's eye view, all of America is going to be in fire. That's the lake of fire, man. America's going to be like a huge lake. Instead of filled with water, it's going to be filled with fire. So when the elect are in the chariots, watching from a bird's eye view, standing on that sea of glass, they're going to be seeing America on fire, man, because the elect are going to be beamed up in the chariots, and all the heathens and 2/3 are going to be burnt up there. All right. Let's go to Revelation. I should have read this. Or let's go to Revelation 15:2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High Yahweh B'Hashem Hashai. Okay, and that's the elect, man. They got over they jumped over that final hurdle. You know, they didn't take the charagma, their RF to the I to the D. Okay, They didn't take the wacky tacky juice prior to that. They've got through the trials and tribulations through the straight gate. Salaki, if I'm not so detailed and and I'm not a spiritual ninja with the scriptures. I'm still learning, man. But let's get to the interview, man. Lord willing, I've got it at the right point.
Talk about these fellows, the same dog.
Fair use, 1976. Okay.
They bit them, bit me, and biting me. Freedom. One man. Out here to talk, say I don't agree with Stokely, I don't agree with Rap Brown, I don't agree with the late Martin Luther King. We're all black people who are fighting for freedom, justice, and equality. Everybody have their approach. There's a war going on in Vietnam. One man fights from the air, one man fights from the land, one man fights from on top of the water, one man fights in the submarine under the water, one man comes from, he's a secret service man or a spy. They're all fighting the same common enemies. They say the North Vietnamese people, but they have different approaches. Negroes have different approaches for their freedom. One man believes in integrating. One day we all be white, he said. Look like white people left 200 years. One believes that education and politics will solve it. One believes shooting and looting and burning up the country will solve it. One man believes integration will solve it. And we believe separation somewhere to ourselves will solve it. So we're not here to talk about these fellows. The same dog that bit them, bit me, and biting me. But we just don't agree with their approach to
It's coming up. Be patient.
The freedom, but we all are for them if they are sincere in their way. And one day we hope that they will all soon recognize the true leader, Elijah Muhammad.
And America will be destroyed. Now, where do you think Cassius got this information from? This is not in the Quran. Okay. They see that these higher level jakes that are up there with the Boule and all that. They know America will be destroyed. The lower level luminaries, they know to a certain degree. I don't know about the ones right now, like Eddie Murphy and all that. I'm sure they know. And I'm thinking to myself, if they do know, why are they still in America? They've got money up the yin yang to move out. Maybe move to Paris, maybe move to London. I mean, it's going to be hell going on over here too. But the thing is, the only difference is going to be there will probably be a one or two nukes probably hit. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe the major cities like London, Birmingham, Manchester here in the UK. I don't know. Only the Lord knows. But it's not going to be completely decimated the way America is. Okay. But a lot of them have that pride that their bomb shelters will save them. That's what it is. Now, where do you think you got this information from? They know, man. They know. Farrakhan says it all the time. By the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You are those lost sheep.
Muhammad, and will all soon be Muslims.
What do you think will happen? Elijah Muhammad is a very old man. One day he must die.
He will die. One day.
What do you think will happen to your group?
Well, when he dies, we will be in heaven. We'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed.
You heard it.
In heaven, we'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed. In heaven, we'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed. And this will be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed. And this will all be over. The Negroes with America will be destroyed. In heaven, we'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed. In heaven, we'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed.
Yes, it will.
And this will all be over. The Negroes with America will go down with America.
Now, he's saying that the Negroes with America will go down with America. He's talking about the 2/3. Okay? All right? Now, okay, one thing I just want to add, the Israelites are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? And those are that paternal lineage, all right, from their father's side. So it's not just a so-called black man. But at that time, we just, you know how it was. It was a black thing at that time, so-called black thing. All right? At that time, everybody rolled with people that kind of looked similar to them. You know what I mean?
And this will all be in the hereafter on earth. We will be in heaven. We'll be in the hereafter on earth. America will be destroyed. And this will all be over. The Negroes with America will go down with America.
See, the Negroes with America will go down with America. That's Zechariah 13:8 and 13:9. Okay, he's talking about the two parts being cut off and the 1/3 making it through. All right?
And Allah, when he dies, we will be free. His work will be over, and we have a few just around the corner. We don't have a lot of more years in America.
He said it's around the corner. We don't have a lot of years left in America. And this was 1968, which compared to from then up until now, yeah, it's not a lot of years, but in human terms, or we got to count and go through it, got to be born, right? It's a lot of damn years. I wasn't even born yet. I was born in the mid 70s. So, you know.
Tell us about.
And I would like to say that Moses died, too. Noah died, Lot died, all of God's prophets died. But
okay, now he's not talking about no Muslim shit. He's talking about all Bible stuff, right? All Bible prophets, okay? Bible holy prophets, okay?
they accomplished their mission.
So you consider Elijah Muhammad a prophet?
He's a messenger. He's not here to tell us what's going to happen. He's telling us what's happening. He's a messenger. He's the messenger of Allah to the so-called Negroes.
And using the term so-called as well. So-called niggas. Why would he say so-called? Why would he say so-called? Because he knows, oh yeah, we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right, so yeah, man, Cassius is prophesying.
What about your own life now? You're married.
All right. I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Bashem Rashai, Bashem Rakakudash. There you go, man. My man Cassius Clay prophesied, a.k.a. Muhammad Ali. Shalom. America does not have long left. Okay, along with all America's sister countries or brother countries, however you want to put it, those Edomite strongholds will fall very soon. Yahweh Bashem Rashai Ratazah. Anyway, all praise to Yahweh Bashem Rashai, Bashem Rakakudash, Mawatha Bad